Hello there, 'tis I, earthmanbrick, once again for another unboxing, and this time we've got Pariah Nexus, the Kill Team expansion. Now it says it's an expansion rather than the game, because what usually happens with the Kill Team box sets is that you actually get a copy of the Kill Team rules. So with the original Kill Team box set, you got the core manual, and then you got two booklets for the two sets of troops that you got with it, which was the cultists and the Skitari, or what are they called? Adeptus Mechanicus. But yeah, and this is a much glossier and shinier box. It's actually really good quality, this one. Whereas this other box has kind of cheaped out in quite a big way. Obviously GW cutting costs, trimming the fat as it were. But yeah, let's have a look at the back of the box. So we get two teams. We get the Ultra Smurfs, also known as the Ultramarines, and we get the Necrons. Yes, and I think this is the introduction of these new units at the time, which you couldn't get because manufactured scarcity and whatnot. So yeah, you get a Chronomancer and you get the flayed ones. Now the flayed ones, they have a unique gimmick where they like to strip the flesh off their victims with their knife-like fingers and then wear it. Yeah, not really the best sort of party trick, depending on the crowd you want to hang out with. But yeah, I believe the Space Marine units here were also originals at the time. I think you can buy them, all these units, all separately now. But yeah, you got heavy intercessors and a captain with master crafted heavy bolt rifle. And yeah, they look pretty cool. You also get a mat, and you get all this terrain in here. Now the terrain kind of looks a bit basic and a bit boring, I'm not gonna lie. The doors, they look perfectly fine and functional. There's nothing wrong with them per se, but it's not kind of really, they've not, it's not GW at its best. This is kind of it seems a bit low effort, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, enough about the back of the box, which looks fine. Oh yeah, you also get the Pariah Nexus book, which we'll look at in a moment. So we'll just crack this nut open. See what we get inside. Hoo-wee! We get sprues galore, and there's nothing much else in there. I'll just keep it as background for now. So yes, we get a lot of sprues. First of which is our Chronomancer, or at least half of the sprue. And yeah, it looks pretty nicely detailed. You get the little floaty cubes. These big tendrils. It's probably quite a complex model to assemble, to be fair. Now, you might think, oh, but it looks kind of obvious. You've got the spine, you got this and that. That's not where the complication lies. All the parts, it's obvious where they fix together. It's actually getting them all to connect together that becomes a hassle. And I've found that with other Necron units there. Ooh, that's quite cool. You have 3 different heads you can choose from. I like that. I do like it when GW gives you options, and you get 2 staffs to choose from. Unless, is he carrying 2 staffs? I think he's only carrying 1 in the box art. Yeah, he's definitely only carrying 1. One of which has a sphere in it, so that must be the spear staff. Now it'll be the front and back of the body. Yeah, so it's very matrixy with those tendrils. Very cool. I dig it. Anyway, enough about that sprue. Onto the terrain, and you get the exact same sprue twice. So we'll just look at one of them. So you get all these power core things. They're very boxy, very plain looking. Definitely not a lot of detail on them. Sad to say. These doors though, they don't look too bad. Actually, hang back my judgment on them. They actually look pretty good for what they are. And it's a pretty heavy sprue, this. This is like made of that harder plastic. But yeah, and I don't think I'll be using any of this stuff as actual terrain. I do have plans for it though in a future video. I think I'm going to try and make a Necron obelisk, which is a kind of Necron floating tank. I'll be using a lot of this terrain for it. Just to make up a lot of the because it is quite a chunky vehicle. The doors, I don't know what else you can use them for except for this game. But anyway, moving on. So that's the terrain. Here's our Space Marine Captain, and I think it is just this one sprue. So we've got the backpack, leg, other leg, upper half back, upper half front, 2 arms, head, and what looks like a badge. Very, very nicely detailed badge there. It's absolutely tiny. That's the advantage of 3D printed sprues, or at least I think what they do with these sprues is they digitally sculpt all these, which is why they're so fine and why they can get such intricate detail on them. Long gone are the days for GW to hand sculpt stuff, which is what they did, I think, prior to 3rd edition. And possibly sometime thereafter. Though they did cut back on it in a big way. And here's the Necron flayed ones. It's just one singular sprue. And it looks like a nightmare to assemble. So many choppy little bits. I mean, look at that there. That's like part of a finger. Ooh, you get a severed arm. That's quite nice. Let's count the heads, see if we get any variants on them. Now, I think there's 5 in total, so 1 head, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like you just get enough parts and nothing more, which is a bit sad. I like it when you get options. And here's, wow, the Space Marines. So I think these are the, what are they called again? Heavy Intercessors. And I think this is going to be much the same affair, though you do get optional accessories. That's like the grenades, pouches and the such like. Little daggers that you can stick on wherever you like. That looks like... Oh, the ammo feeds for the guns are separate. That's interesting. What else we got here? Do we have any head variants? Yes, we do. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heads there. 6, 7. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we get 4 head variants. 10, 11, 12, 13. Why do we need 13 heads? That's what I don't get. How many bodies do we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we only get enough to make up 5, but we get a ridiculous amount of heads for some reason. I don't understand the logic behind that. Shoulder pads. Now this is interesting because we get 10 shoulder pads, but some of the arms here already have shoulder pads on them. Those ones don't, clearly. So yeah, this one's got a surprisingly amount of extra options. So that should be fun to play with. Oh, and you get a nice little poster there. That's kind of cool. Just move this back. Bases. So I'm guessing the intercessors all use these larger bases, which are probably either 32mm or 40mm. Can't quite tell by looking, and GW don't actually put on the size of the base on the back. And then all these smaller bases will be for the flares, the Necrons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's right. 7 bases, because you get 5 for the Marines, 1 for the Captain, the Space Marine Captain, and 1 for the Necron Chronomancer. So pretty cool. And ooh! The book is all in its sleeve. That's pretty funky. Hold this further back here so you guys can see it. Oh, and it's a little bit dog-eared there. That's fine though. So, Kill Team Pariah Nexus. We get a nice picture there. It's a nice card. Introduction. Let's have a quick read. Welcome to Kill Team Pariah Nexus. This book will lead you on a perilous journey into the darkened passageways and enable you to take on an elite band of operatives, valiant and aggressive space marines, or ancient and malevolent Necrons, and unleash them upon one another within a nightmarish alien tomb. And I think that's the whole gist of this, is that it's all set within a Necron tomb. Let's have a look at one of these. Environmental effects. So you roll a d6. In fact, let's just read this blurb at the start. The rules presented in this section represent easy ways to add a narrative feel to your games of Kill Team, set in the tombs of Necrons. They can be used in conjunction with any missions presented in this book, or they can be used with any mission that uses the ultra-close confines rules. For each of these tables, after determining the mission, one player can roll on that table to apply the corresponding result to the battle ahead. Alternatively, players can select the option that best suits their mission. So, environmental effects, wall effects, pitfall effects. Pitfall? Is there any actual falls? These rules represent the cavernous depths appearing to stretch from one part of the other. So, volatile pressure inversion. At the end of each battle round, roll 1d6 for each model within 2 inches of a pitfall. On a 1, that model suffers 1 mortal wound. Adeptus Astartes. Oh, that's a name generator. That's what you want in a nice big printed book. A name generator. Oh dear. For those of you who lack any imagination, we've got name generators for you. Deathwatch Kill Teams. Deathwatch models in your kill team include the special issue ammunition. If every model in your kill team has the Deathwatch faction keyword, models in your kill team gain the mission tactics ability below, and you can use Deathwatch tactics. I don't know what any of that means. But these pictures sure look nice. Yeah, it's a very nicely illustrated book. It's good quality. Lots of lore blurb and other things. You even get a map. Come on. Oh my god, my ability to turn pages is fumbled. Here's a cool ass map. Very cool. And what is this? Is this all the assembly instructions? It is, it is. And it's in every language under the sun. Yep, full-blown assembly instructions. Looks like there's a lot of little bits and pieces that you've all got to kind of fumble and throw together. I think you could probably spend an entire evening just assembling all these models. Potentially 2, depending on how nimble you are. But yeah, it looks like you do get a lot of nice accessories with the Space Marines. Very nice. Something we can perhaps cast and mold for ourselves, so we can add it to our scratch-built terrain, which won't exactly be scratch-built if we're taking castings of existing models. I don't know what you'd call that. But yeah, you can see how bland these things look. They're not very awe-inspiring. But I think I'm going to try my hand at making my own Necron terrain. Anyway, that is Pariah Nexus. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and that it's at least been somewhat informative. Unfortunately, I've never played the game, so I can't really comment as to how it fits in with in terms of gameplay, how balanced it is, or how well set up it is at all, because like, I don't know if you can play Pariah Nexus with other races, like, you know, if you had like Chaos Cultists or Orcs. No idea at all. In fact, I'm wondering if it gives any hints here. Shroudbound, I think that's just lore. Close confines, kill teams. Yeah, because I think this did just it does just focus only on Space Marines and Necrons. Anyway, thanks again for watching, take care, and catch you in the next vid. Bye-bye!